Okay, great guys. We've been able to complete the first step, which is setting up the AWS management console. The next thing we want to do now is to create the EC2 instances. That is, we want to create two virtual servers. We want to create the audit server as well as the sales server. This is what we want to do now. We want to create both of the servers. So I'll be creating the audit server for you. You have to create your sales server by yourself, and I'll show you the process. No worries. So on the root user, remember you're on the root user and you want to create an EC2 instance that you want to create a virtual cloud server. So you go to the service EC2, you look for the service EC2 server in the search bar, and you click on EC2 where you can create virtual servers in the cloud. All right, so by default, you have these, and you can click on instances on the left hand side. So instances refers to the different servers that you have. So if the audit server is an instance, the sales server is an instance. If you have other servers that you might want to create, they're all instances. And by default, you see that you don't have any instances in this region. Great. So what you want to do is to click on launch instances. And now you want to give it a name. You want to give it, I think you want to do is to give this server a name, and you might want to give it something like, if the name of the company is Cybertech, it says Cybertech, Cybertech, and you have, this is the audits, this is the audit server, and you might want to give it like a name, and you give it your name. Now this is going to be the admin name, say Ali, for example. You give it Ali. Great. So now that's the name of the server. Now you want to give it additional tags. You want to add a new tag, and this new tag you want to give it environment. You want to let us know what environment it belongs to, and since it belongs to the audit environment, and yeah, you say audit, and you leave it as it is, and you leave the resource type as is. Then you scroll down. Now this is where you create the AMI. You remember the AMI? This is like the operating system you want to run on your server, and we'll leave this at Amazon Linux. You can choose any of these servers as long as it's allows free tier eligible. It's free tier eligible because we are using the free tier platform. But if you can afford to pay for it, fine, you can use every other one. So now you have the AMI, and if you click the drop down, you see that you have different Linux, different operating systems that you can use. You have different operating systems that you can use. So let's leave it as it is. Let's scroll all the way down. So now you have 64 bits, and this will run on your Windows PC, of course, but you choose ARM if you're using a Mac. Now we then move to instance type. We also discussed instance type. This refers to the number of cores you want to give to it. You want to make it core i5, core whatever, and the number of RAM you want it to have. But this that we're using now allows for free tier. So what we're using now is one CPU core 1 and 1 gigabyte RAM. So there are other options that you can choose from. You can see that you have these runs 2 CPUs, 2 virtual CPUs, and 4 gigabyte memory. That's 4 gigabyte of RAM. And this is the pricing. It takes 0.07 USD per hour. And if you scroll all the way down, you have more that can give you better performance. You can see this can run 8 CPUs and 64 gigabytes RAM. So this is 384 gigabyte of RAM. So it depends on the amount your company is willing to spend for performance. Great. So let's stick with the free tier, and let's scroll all the way down. Key pair name, we don't want this for now. Let's proceed without a key pair, and let's scroll all the way down. Now the networking settings, if you want to allow for external connection, that is, you want to access it from a different PC and all, you can enable SSH and change that to my IP. But in this case, let's leave it as it is, and that's all. So we've configured this, and yeah, we can launch our instance. Let's click on launch instance, and that is how to launch your first instance. So We can click on instances again, and you see this as empty. Just make sure you reload the page. Great. Now you can see that you have this, and if you check this box, it's going to give you the information about this particular instance. You have the cyber tech audit, Ali, and you have all of this information about this instance. So we've been able to create the audit server. Now it is now left for you to create the sales server, sales instance by yourself. How do you do that? Just click on launch instances and give it a name. You want to give it a name Cybertech because that's the name of the company. Cybertech, sales, and sales and what? Sales, and you can give it Ali because this is the admin. Add additional tags, add a new tag, give this environment, the environment, no, not the audits now. So the environment would be, what's going to be the environment? It's going to be sales. Environment is going to be sales. Then you scroll all the way down. We use the same Amazon Linux. Like I said, you can use any operating system as long as it allows for free tier. And scroll all the way down. Key pair, proceed without the key pair. We'll leave this as it is, and we'll launch instance. Great. So we've been able to create two EC2 instances. We've been able to create two servers. And so what do? You go back to instances, you click on instances. So once you're done with, you might see that you still have just one. And what you want to do is just to reload that page, just to reload that page. Okay, great. So you have cybersecurity, cyber tech audit. So you click on that and you click on tags. You see that you have these tags. You have these tags there. You have the cyber tech audit, and you have the audit environment. You have that tag there, which is what we need. So we've been able to create two instances like this. Just make sure that you take a shot of this instance by sniping it. Use the sniping tool, and you can create new and make sure that you have this instance is sniped and save that. Good. So we're done with the second step, which is creating EC2 instances. Then we'll continue to the next step of the cloud security project.